that I turned 70 that year, and I said, I've had enough. I'm tired of being the boss. And I owned the building that the business was in, and I was tired of being a landlord. So I closed up shop, sold the building, and brought everything home. And since then, I've been working from home, doing the same thing I did for 49 years in my office.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that's great. We're glad you're still at it now. You're still working as a travel agent?
I am, yeah.
Good.
Next year I'm going to be 80. I think I may write another book and give up the travel business.
Okay.
I want to travel more.
You're watching the Spotlight Network.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now we're going on a globe-trotting adventure with an amazing author. His name is Gary Loupassakis, and he has penned a book you're just going to love. It's called Go That Way and Go Dare, Around the World in 50 Years. With wit, wisdom, and breathtaking photographs, Gary recounts a lifetime of travel through 65 countries, exploring cultures, histories, and unforgettable moments. From the Great Pyramids to the Swiss Alps, this memoir is a passport to inspiration, storytelling, and global discovery. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his beautiful book. The links are below this interview. Gary, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
When I looked at your title, Jamaica is what came to mind, but I guess it could be a number of countries. Go that way and go dare. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the title.
Well, Jamaica is correct. My wife and I and my wife's sister and her boyfriend at the time were in Jamaica, and we decided one day to rent a car and drive from Montego Bay, where we were staying, to Negril. And as we drove through the town of Montego Bay, we got lost. So we stopped a young man on the street. We asked him for directions. And he kind of pointed off in like no particular direction and said, go that way and go there. And we found what we were looking for. So his directions were very good. But when I decided to write the book, I said to myself, that's going to be a good title, because all my life as a travel agent, I've been doing that. I've been telling people to go this way and that. And so I felt the title was apropos.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a great title. And a lot of people like me will pick up on it right away when they see the title. And you're a brave man. Driving from Montego Bay to Negril ain't easy, because you got a lot of cars going like 100 miles an hour on these tiny mountainous roadways, right?
And it's the left side of the road you're driving on too.
Yes. Yeah. I'm afraid. I'm sitting in the little shuttle buses drinking my rum punch, going to my resort, and I see these cars flying, and I'm like, not for me. I'm not a brave driver in foreign countries. I rarely drive. I'll take the train, I'll take a shuttle bus or something, but I don't drive. Do you feel the same way, that driving can be tough in some of these countries?
Well, only in the countries where I'll use Greece as an example, where you can't read the road map, the street signs. You could have a map and the map's in English, but the signs aren't. So that presents a problem. And driving on the left-hand side of the road takes a little bit getting used to, but I've done enough of it over the years that it's not so bad anymore. But if somebody wants to drive, I'm more than welcome to let them drive.
Exactly. Also, you're driving on the opposite side of the automobile. You're sitting on the right-hand side. And now if you're using a manual, you're shifting with your left hand.
Correct. And
that
I'm
takes
right.
a lot.
Right. And that presents a problem.
And also clutching with your left leg. I mean, forget about it. I know my limitations in this world, Gary. Driving in foreign countries is a limitation for me. Talk to us a little bit about your career as a travel agent. Did you go on that one great trip that sparked your interest and said, hey, I want to be a travel agent? Or was it something that ran in the family? Tell us a little bit about how you got into it.
Well, it actually, I wrote about it in the first chapter. My father's the one who got us involved in the travel. Believe it or not, he was stationed overseas during World War II. He was in North Africa, Egypt, and India, and then into China. And he developed a liking for travel. From being in a war zone, he enjoyed it because he was a New Jersey boy. He had never been out of the tri-state area. And he saw parts of the world that he thought he was never going to see. And when he came back, we started taking small trips. Every summer, we'd go to New England, or we'd go down to Florida, or we go to Washington, D.C., or Niagara Falls, something like that. And I got used to it. And then when I was a senior in high school, my brother graduated from college that year. And my father bought a travel agency that was they were having some financial problems. And he bought the agency, gave the former owner a job, and put my brother to work in the agency. And then when I got out of high school that year, I tried college for a while. And I said, college wasn't so hot. I'm not really that interested. I'm going to take some time off. And then all of a sudden, Uncle Sam said, you're going to be out of college? We might have something for you. And so quick, like money, I joined the New Jersey National Guard. Consequently, I got the hat on now. Yeah. But when I got out of the Army in 1967, when I got off active duty, then when I was put to work in the family business. And that's how I got into it.
Amazing. And, well, it's a great career because you get to be around happy people who are planning trips, and you get to go and travel a lot to find out what different places are like, so you can tell them firsthand. You mentioned that you used to take local trips within the United States up to New England and Florida. Let me ask you, what's your favorite destination up in New England?
In New England?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah, I love Vermont. It's so pretty up there. My nephew has a house up there. He's big into skiing and whatnot, but I just love the fall foliage is so beautiful. Yeah. And what is there not to like about New England? I mean, whether it be Vermont or New Hampshire or Maine or Connecticut, it's one of my favorite spots. But there's so many in this country, I can't really tell you this is my absolute favorite spot in the country. I can't say that.
Yeah, there's a lot to love.
Right. I've been to 46 states.
Wow.
And I'll get to the other 4 eventually.
Absolutely.
The book talks about 6 continents and 65 countries. But since I wrote the book 4 years ago, I've been to the 7th continent. I went to Antarctica a year and a half ago. And a couple more countries involved. Anyway, I thought about writing this book for years. And one of my clients told me once that I should write a book. And then my wife encouraged me to write the book. It was during the pandemic. We had nothing else to do. Nobody was traveling anywhere. So, and at that point I had semi-retired. I closed my office up in December of 2016 after 49 years in the business. Wow. And at that, I turned 70 that year, and I said, I've had enough. I'm tired of being the boss. And I owned the building that the business was in, and I was tired of being a landlord. So I closed up shop, sold the building, and brought everything home. And since then, I've been working from home, doing the same thing I did for 49 years in my office.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that's great. We're glad you're still at it now. You're still working as a travel agent?
I am. Yeah. Next year I'm going to be 80. I think I may write another book and give up the travel business.
Okay.
I want to travel more.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for my wife still works. I want her to retire, which she's promised she's going to do this year. And I've got a lot of places I haven't been to and a lot of places I'd like to go back to.
Sure. What's your number one favorite spot? I get it's hard to pick your favorite spot. For me, the United States is the most beautiful country I've ever laid eyes on. I mean, from, the beautiful beaches of Hawaii, Florida, Wyoming and Montana, to New England, to the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. I mean, it's just spectacular. I don't think there's another land as diverse as this one. Do you kind of feel that way?
I do. I do. But there's two countries that I really love outside of this country is Switzerland, and the other one is New Zealand. New Zealand is so diverse. The North Island is like Ireland with green rolling hills and has vineyards and whatnot. But the South Island is like Scandinavia. You've got fjords and you've got ski resorts and mountains like Switzerland, that kind of thing. It's, that's a country I'd like to get back to. I've only been to it.
The Blaze yet, and I think you're going to have a blast. You're a fun guy. This has been great talking to you, Gary.
Thank you very much.
What's that?
I say thank you very much for having me on.
It's my pleasure. The name of the book we've been talking about today is Go That Way and Go Dare Around the World in 50 Years. It is an unforgettable journey told by a man who is living it fully. You will just love the book. It'll ignite a flame in you to start exploring the corners of this globe as well. You'll love Gary's stories. You will love his photographs, and you'll love his recommendations for travel as well. Gary, thank you so much for being my guest here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, your wit, your wisdom, and your insight. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time, this time until next time.